Joker's Wild / Season of the Drifter is the second content drop of the first Destiny 2 annual pass. Previously, we covered the mixed Black Armory content drop, but not the free Season of the Forge content. This video will cover all content in the Season of the Drifter, paid for and free. I believe the Season of the Drifter is a very mixed experience. The main thing this season suffers from is the period of content droughts and the revelry, which we will get to that. However, without further ado, I present to you my review of Destiny 2's Joker's Wild. The Season of the Drifter started with the introduction of Gambit Prime Day 1. The content was widely liked by the public as the content wasn't locked behind a light wall like the first Forge in the Season of the Forge. Gambit Prime is a special version of Gambit where there is only one round, where two teams of 4 Guardians race to bank 100 motes to summon a Primeval, and the first team to kill their Primeval wins. Gambit Prime is special because of a few little tweaks. For example, when you send 2 blockers to the other side, the motes from the other side's bank will start to drain. Also, the Primeval that spawns has a shield around him, and your team is required to kill 3 envoys before a short 30-second DPS phase. Also, you can wear Gambit Prime armor that gives you specialized perks to fit your role. The Collector is meant to collect motes. They drop the motes they carry when they die. They gain an overshield after picking up 5 motes, gain ammo from banking, and can collect up to 20 motes, summoning the Lake of Shadows boss. The Reaper specializes in killing ads. They drop special ammo on multi-kills. Hitting a high-value target marks him, the enemies killed motes last longer, and killing powerful enemies recharges your grenade. The Invader specializes in invading. You gain more health when invading, gain ammo when going through the invasion portal, gain damage boosts on kills, and lock and drain the enemy's bank when invading. Finally, the Sentry specializes in killing Taken and Invaders. They do more damage to Taken, gain regeneration when near your bank, marks invaders when you hit them, and boosts the Pool of Light's effects. With all these specialized roles, Gambit Prime can offer lots of competitive potential and enjoyability. The activity that goes along with Gambit Prime is the Reckoning. The Reckoning is an endgame PvE activity in which you need to hold off waves of enemies as you progress. Playing Gambit Prime drops Collector, Reaper, Invader, and Sentry synths, in which you can put in a synthesizer to create motes, which you can wager in the Reckoning to get Gambit Prime armor. Gambit Prime armor has 3 tiers that can be earned by playing the respective tiers of the Reckoning. Tier 1 gives you 1 buff, Tier 2 gives you 2 buff, and Tier 3 gives you 3 buffs. To upgrade your mote synthesizers, you must do the Drifter upgrade bounties, which is the only way you can get Tier 3 Gambit Prime helmets. The Reckoning Tier 3 is different from week to week. It can either be 2 Knights or Oryx. These 2 bosses has chances to drop Gambit Prime weapons upon defeat. They each have a different weapon pool, however. The Reckoning feels like the Forges of this expansion, a good reason to shoot enemies and grab loot. The Allegiance quest was an interesting quest given to us that lets you either side with the Vanguard or the Drifter in an investigation quest. Each side has its own interesting lore. I especially love the tape recordings that we find from the Drifter and the interesting Warlock Honor lore books we collect.
Dark Age was different times. We had no city. Warlords and Iron Lords tore up the whole world trying to prove who was better, what was worth fighting for. I was busy trying not to starve. You ever go hungry till you keeled over? We did that a lot in the Dark Age. Our ghosts would bring us back, still hungry. Really pissed me off. There's one time I found a village to hide out in. A bunch of huts, really. Good people. They gave me work, and I kept my light a secret while I performed some minor miracles. Then the Iron Lords rolled into town. My ghost stayed out of sight. They were none the wiser. They cut a deal with us as if we had a choice. Paid us to let them hide out till some warlords showed up. Then ambushed them. We all got caught in the crossfire. My neighbor's kid told me something that still bounces around my head to this day. Right before the light went out in her tiny eyes, she whispered, I can't feel anything. Yeah. I couldn't either. That's all I got. Cut the tape.
At the end of the Legion's quest, you receive a package of powerful loot that you can collect each week from either Drifter or Ikora, depending on who you started with. I heard that this quest will continue to develop in the coming seasons, but so far I really enjoy the Allegiance quest and cannot wait to see where it takes us next. These Zur bounties, called Invitations of the Nine, are given every week, and they tell you to do a small task for powerful loot and very interesting lore. The lore mainly focuses around the Emissary and her relationship with the Queen, the Nine, the Drifter, and her previous life as Paladin Orin. These quests are simple to complete and give great world building to the world of Destiny. The Destiny franchise's lore has always been quite good, but this season went above and beyond. The Thorn, Warlock Honor, Drifter, Truth to Power, the 9 lore books have been some of the best lore we've gotten. The Cade comic was also a great illustration of the legend. The Vanguard transmissions with Ikora and Zavala discussing the death of Cade was a great setup to the Allegiance quest, which is filled with lore of its own. The Invitations of the Nine has great world building, and the Fallen Game of Thrones going on is incredibly fascinating. I'll link a video below by My Name is Bife, who goes in depth about this topic. Bottom line, if you are a fan of Destiny lore, Season of the Drifter will not disappoint you. Black Armory's loot was its selling point, but how is the loot of Joker's Wild? Well, along with the new Gambit Prime weapons comes brand new perks. For example, Multi-Kill Clip, a mixture of Kill Clip and Rampage. Demolitionist, in which killing targets gives you grenade energy. Swashbuckler, which is a better Rampage. 1-2 Punch, which if you hit all the pellets of a shotgun, your melee damage following is dramatically increased. Full Cord, where the farther a grenade from a grenade launcher travels, the more damage it does. And Overflow, where you can hold over beyond the ammo capacity. Some weapons are great, like the Soul Survivor Sniper and the Bug-Out Bag SMG, but these weapons definitely do not stand out as much as the Black Armory weapons. The pinnacle weapons this season are rather great too. The SMG Recluse does great damage in PvP and PvE. The Oxygen SR4, which is probably the best scout rifle in Destiny 2 right now. And the 21% Delirium is just the best water hose ever made. The Black Armory had 5 great exotics that each felt great and unique. In the Season of the Drifter, there are 6 new exotics, 2 of which are accessible to Forsaken holders. There are 3 new exotic gauntlets, each for each different class. The Hunter's Liar's Dead Shake is an amazing hunter exotic that makes the class just so much more deadly in PvP. The Titan's Stronghold makes you basically invincible when blocking with a sword. The Warlock's Getaway Arctics creates a powerful Arc Soul turret that is both useful in PvP and PvE. For the 3 exotic weapons, the first one is the returning exotic hand cannon from Destiny 1, the infamous Thorn. The Thorn is brought back in a quest similar to the Last Word, except the last mission is more challenging and cool. This Thorn is a very fun to use and more powerful than Rise of Iron Thorn, but nowhere near good as Vanilla D1 Thorn. It is a balance gun that is very fun to use. The Obelisk is a kinetic linear diffusion rifle that people describe as a longer range chaperone. It is great in PvP and good in PvE when there are shielded enemies. The Arliss was acquired by doing the Revelry, and now the weapon is in Forsaken Lure Pool. Another weapon free for all is the Outbreak Perfected. You get this gun by doing the wonderfully crafted 0 Hour mission, which is similar to the Whisper but in a cryptarch vault of the old tower. It is also now canon that your Guardian spared Mithrax the Forsaken in the Rat King quest. The Outbreak Perfected has insane aim assist and excellent DPS, along with these swarms that just also do great ad clear. Overall, I am very satisfied with new exotics brought to us in the Season of the Drifter. In the Season of the Drifter, 5 new catalysts were introduced. The Suros Regime catalyst, which makes the regen perk on the weapon more consistent. The Hard Light catalyst, which makes the gun's recoil much more controllable. The Rat King catalyst, which makes the gun give regen while invisible. The Prospector catalyst increases its ammo capacity. And the new Outbreak Perfected catalyst makes it so swarm-killed enemies create more Siva swarms. During the Season of the Drifter, there was one new Iron Banner weapon, and it is the Wizen Rebuke. It requires you to get 500 kills under Iron Burden. The weapon is not worth it at all. Getting 2,500 kills under the Iron Burden debuff in Iron Banner will give you the Heavy as Death emblem, which is the ultimate bragging rights emblem. Let's be honest, the Arc Week was hyped up too much for nothing. The entire update was a balance change with 3 new emotes. The changes they made to Arc subclasses are good, however, this was hyped up to be an event, and it was not an event. The Revelry is the springtime event for Destiny where everyone's favorite grandma, Eva Levante, comes along and sells every guardian drugs. These drugs enhance the recharge of either your melee, grenade, or class ability. These drugs can be active in all activities, including competitive Crucible. These drugs make everything in PvP mayhem light. Needless to say, comp was basically unplayable for 3 weeks. The other thing that the Revelry added was the Verdant Forest. It's basically the Haunted Forest, but it lasts way longer and is super boring. The Revelry armor effects are cool, but they disappear after the Revelry, which is a decision I really disagree with. I don't like the Revelry. It is an event that did a lot of things, but did them poorly, and made all the challenges of the game a joke for basically 3 weeks. Shortly after the Revelry ended, the best piece of content in the Season of the Drifter was discovered: the 0-hour mission. To get to the 0-hour mission, you had to get a Fallen Transponder from Titan. A little after, you must collect all 6 Siva notes to activate the Fallen Transponder. After you meet up with Mithrax the Forsaken in the basement of the farm, you begin the excellent 0-hour mission. This mission starts with you going through the old tower and clearing out the fallen overrun the place. After, you enter a vent and do some platforming. The platforming ranges from huge chasms to claustrophobic pipelines to deadly fan blades and Trevor. After you venture deep underground, you find a hidden Cryptarch vault, and there is an item that seems to be stolen. So you keep following the cut trails until you find the Fallens who've stolen it. You clear out all the Fallen and receive the Outbreak Perfected. After you completed the normal version, you get a heroic version that you can do to get the catalyst of the Outbreak Perfected. There is also a secret puzzle in the 0-hour heroic, where you need to collect a configuration and 3 corresponding keys, and solve a puzzle in the vault room, revolving around consoles, numbers, patterns, blah blah blah. Doing this 3 weeks in a row will give you this scrap ship, and will allow you to complete the Outbreak Perfected catalyst in 3 weeks. Overall, 0-hour was an excellent challenging mission, and the highlight of the Season of the Drifter for me. Aside from the 0-hour mission and the excellent lore, Joker's Wild expansion gave me more or less the same vibe as Black Armory. This annual pass was designed for hardcore fans, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, if you were always uncertain about Destiny after the launch or the Forsaken expansion, this content drop will not change your opinion of Destiny 2. My experience, and many people's experience of the Joker's Wild expansion, will come down to whether you like Gambit or not. But my experience was mostly mixed, and I hope that through the community feedback, the Season of Opulence, and Shadowkeep coming this fall will delight me. But this is my take on the Joker's Wild expansion. I feel the game is growing static, but I have hope that Bungie will make the game great once more. And oh, hope to all. I know, like, the script is kind of actually done here, but I'm just saying, the script was written before Shadowkeep, and I've seen Shadowkeep. And that is getting me very hyped for the future of Destiny. I hope you guys enjoyed my Destiny 2 Joker's Wild review. If you found this video helpful or informative in any way, make sure to share it to a friend. And, as always, if you want to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe so you can stay updated. And thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.